Hello, world. I am Antonio,
And I am Melanie.
and we
We
are the
are the
Martins.
Martins.
And today we just want to talk to you a little bit about our story on how we first met,
Yeah.
how we got together.
How it all started because like I said in the previous video, we are blended. When I met Antonio, I had two little girls. Um, both in diapers, and I was a single mother. So this is our story, Antonio. Oh, go ahead.
Well, okay.
Go
So
ahead.
well, let me see, 2009, I believe it was. I was coming back from college, and one of my cousins was telling me about a girl, well, that he knows through his girlfriend, which happens to be her cousin, and that just happened to be Melanie. He was just telling me, you know, about her and everything, and I gave her a call, and we talked for, I want to say about 6 months before we met.
Yeah.
We talked for a really long time, just over the phone, never met each other or whatever.
Yeah.
Um,
But his started in 2009. Mine started when I think it was like, I should say, like, it probably was 2009 too, because um, me and my cousin was just playing around. 2008, I got pregnant with my youngest child. Her dad he died back in 2008, and I wasn't looking for nobody. I was just trying to learn myself, trying to be a great mother to my girls. My cousin was just like, I was playing. I was like, oh my gosh, hook me up with somebody, one of his cousins, one of his friends. It was just a joke. You know how girls get together. I was young still, like 20 or whatever, and I was just we was joking around. That was like at the beginning. I don't even know if it was at the beginning of 2009 or just like the end of 2008. And next thing you know, he called me, text me. I don't know what it was, and I was like, oh my gosh, who is this? Who is this? And then he was like, oh, I'm such and such is my cousin. They gave me your number, and it was like weird. Because at the time I was done. I was done. Like I didn't want to date or nothing like that. I was just want to really get to know like what I wanted and what my likes and dislikes. So when we were talking and stuff, I don't know. I just kept thinking like he's different. That's all I just knew. He was different. You don't love at first sight was not it for me. It was just
I think
because
it was.
hush, because we didn't see each other for real until like 6 months. But when I did see him, I was like, I remember telling my people when I was working at Walmart, like a lot of people that I was, around. I'm like, I don't know what it is about him. Do you like him? Do you like him? I'm like, I don't know. That's all I kept saying was, I don't know. He wasn't. He was just different from everybody I, usually dated. Not in a bad way either. It was like, he was just really nice, and I was like not used to nice guys. I guess I should say, or I shouldn't say nice guys. I was not used to somebody from Detroit being this like, humble or whatever, and it just took, God knew what was going on, and He knew where He wanted to go. So about 2010 is when we like kind of it took a long time for us to even declare ourselves a couple. It was
Yeah, we were just dating for a while,
yeah.
and then she would come to my football games and stuff like that, and watch me play and stuff. And then, it took us, I don't know how long it actually took us before we
Yeah, it
started
took us a while.
saying we were a couple.
Yeah.
Um,
And then something that I just found out that I didn't know. Um, he was People was telling him not to talk to me because I had kids. Like I was basically baggage. And like now I think about it, it kind of hurt. But then I'm like, look how far we came, and I didn't really want to. I don't know, talk to nobody. Like I wanted to raise my girls. I had girls. That's all I kept thinking about. I gotta protect my girls at all costs. I don't know these random people. I don't want to be going backwards, and I don't want to just jump into anything. So it took us a while, but in 2010 we definitely made it official. And I think at May 2011, he asked me to marry him. So
Yeah. And then about a year after that, 2012, I got injured. Um, Working security, breaking up a fight, a brawl, and was shot in the back. Um, that same year, what I stayed in the hospital for a couple of months.
yeah,
Got out, and then we got married. Um,
couple of months later.
yeah, after getting out,
We
after
didn't
getting
want to
released.
change it. It was like we still wanted to get married, regardless of what happened. It was like a really crazy year. Um,
And the funny thing about that is, our wedding actually was no family members there.
yeah, it was supposed to be a wedding. It was supposed. I had bridesmaids, you had groomsmen. We had had everything planned down to the song, and when he got shot, like um, you know, it was a wake up call for me because like in 2011, I'm like, I cannot get married to just anybody. Like, I was praying. I said, God, is this who you want me to be with? Is this who you want me to be with? And then some crazy stuff happened, and God was like, He got me by myself, and He said, didn't you ask for this? You wanted me to see, you wanted me to prove that this man loved you. Antonio he always went above and beyond for me and my girls, and it was just so, like, touching. And I'm like, dang, this man really freaking loves me. And I'm like, when I get to talking about him to people, once I figured out like that's who God really was like pushing me towards, you can see the difference how people acted. They start acting different, and they were like, how y'all about to just get married? And like, what are you talking about? How you know? And not knowing that God already then showed me like this man then he didn't took a loss for me. I don't know. I shouldn't say a loss. He jumped over like multiple hurdles just to make sure me and my kids were okay. That's love. You know what I mean? It's just then he got shot. Then God made a way all the time for me to get back and forth up there every single day while he was in the hospital. He was there for 2 months. We were coming from Shelby Township to downtown Detroit, like Detroit Receiving or something like that. And
Which is what, like 30, 45
yeah, it
minutes
was
for the
like
people that
45
don't know?
minutes, 50 minutes, and I didn't work. I wasn't working. I was just in school. Antonio had just signed a football contract or whatever, and um, it wasn't no payout from that. He didn't even play the season because he got shot the day before trying to work and trying to kind of provide for our family or whatever. And when it's like, dang, how was we getting this money to drive back and forth like that? My girls were still little; they weren't even in school yet. Like it wasn't even time for it wasn't time for Head Start. It was preschool, whatever. They were still little. So me and them jumped in the car every day, had a full tank of gas all the time to get back and forth to him. It was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah, and it's funny how, a lot of our people and our families did not support us being together at first. Um, and now, after, 6 years
Yeah.
of being
Yeah.
married, everybody seems like they come around to support now
Yeah.
and say what a great couple we are, what a good a job we do. But I would just really want to, that right there can, encourage people to,
Yeah.
never give up on what God has told you. If God told you something, and everybody else seems to not understand or know what you're doing, always follow God. He would never leave you, wrong. He would never lead you astray. So
Yeah. He will never put you in a relationship where he knows it's not right. Like another reason why I just knew this is who the man I was supposed to marry was he was in the hospital still. we had just got, I don't know, like a lump sum or something. I don't know, money or somebody gave us something, and he was like, I still want to
The
get
team,
married.
they raised money for
They
you.
had raised money, and then he was like, I still want to get married. Let's pay the bills that need to be paid, and whatever is left is we can use to, just go get our license and get married. So I went to Davis Bridal with my girls, who were little girls, little kids. They understand.
About 2 and 4, I
Yeah,
think I
they was
want to
like,
say.
yep, 2 and 4. And they didn't understand. They understand what I was doing. I'm like, mommy's gonna look for a dress because mommy gonna marry Tonio. They excited, yay, yay, but not really realizing the seriousness of having somebody there with you when you go to freaking try on a wedding dress and take the biggest leap of your life, really. So I get in there and the lady was like, oh, how can I help you? And I'm like, I'm just looking for something to wear. Me and my husband gonna get married. Well, me and my boyfriend at the time, we want to get married, and we just went through a crazy tragedy. Not only that, he got shot. His friend got killed, which was crazy, and not even probably like a week, no, 2 weeks, about 2.5 weeks after that, somebody real close to me, my auntie, just died from cancer, and I was there, right there by her side, and that shook me. Like I know loss, and that's all I was going through in my life. And I was like, well, Lord, what do you want me to do? Like, why do I gotta keep going through something like this? How strong do you want me to be? Then anyway, so back to David Bright. I'm there, I want to try on the dress. I was like, she said, what's your favorite color? I said, red. Oh, okay, well, I got something for you. She went to the, I don't know, clearance aisle or something. She went to get this dress, red and white dress. First time I tried that dress on, I ain't need no alterations. I ain't need nothing. That dress fit me to the T. Like, that dress was made for me in my favorite color. And so she like, oh my gosh, this for you. The whole store came and gathered around me while I'm bawling my eyes out with my 2 little girls right there, because I had nobody by my side at the time, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what can is this what you, Lord, you showing out? Like, it was crazy, and I was so emotional, and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is where this is what I was supposed to be doing. The dress fit to the T. The dress was like $300, and it was beautiful. Got the kids what they needed, got them some dresses, got the same color bow to go around them and everything, and just the somebody at the church we was attending back then, the girl did my hair for free. She did my girl's hair for free. Antonio got his suit. It was just perfect. Oh my gosh, everything
Just
fell
flowed.
into place. It flowed. Trying to figure out our life, but everybody else turning their back on us because they didn't understand what God had for us was for us. You know what I mean? And once I walked down the aisle to my husband, it was like nothing else freaking mattered, and nobody else can ruin that day. And everybody was like, once we posted that picture, June 2nd, 2012, oh my God, y'all got married. Why didn't y'all tell them? I said, y'all not gonna ruin my day. This was the happiest day of my life. God then took me through crazy relationships just to get me here at whatever. I was 23, I think. At the 23 years old, I done already been through death. I done been through abuse. I done been through this stuff already. I want to be happy. Bam. God said, leave them alone. Get off Facebook and enjoy yourself. And that's exactly what I did. We that day was just amazing. The kids was happy. We just, it was flowing. It started flowing for us. And it wasn't just we got married and everything just went right for us. No, that's not how it worked. But we knew this is what we were supposed to do, even if it meant stop talking to people that we usually talk to every day, just to figure out if this is where we wanted to be. But once it flowed, and it flowed for us, and I was thankful for that.
Yeah, definitely. Beginning, it was rough. with family, friends, and stuff like that. But the great thing about it is, that, it do get better as you go on and you continue to fight. Just a real quick testimony that I wanted to share about when we first got together. We didn't have our finances together like that. We were still trying to, start the life together basically. And it was so hard to get people to do anything for you. For instance, our van broke down one year. I keep in mind I was in a wheelchair. We got 2 little kids, and we had to get to the grocery store. Made some calls to people, different people. Nobody could help, so we had to walk. How far would you say that was? Like a mile almost, maybe?
Yeah,
A mile or 2 miles to the nearest grocery store. We made that trip, me, my wife, the 2 kids. We made that trip to the grocery store. And then the sad thing about it is we had cars, riding passes and stuff, and people would stop and, try to help us and see us, and say, hey, you guys need a ride home or something like that. And it's crazy how strangers will help you before your own family.
Yeah.
Knowing our situation, I'm in a wheelchair. And, we had 2 very small kids at the time. People don't care really, man. I'm telling you, people don't care. You have to definitely surround yourself with people who care about you and love you. Because everybody just not going to care about you. Everybody just not going to love you. You just got to have that will, though. You have to have that will to live, to do it,
Yeah.
We didn't make any excuses or nothing like that. We could have just sat there and and waited and prayed, but no, we went and we did what we had to do to get to the grocery store.
And what's crazy, I know people like, well, why didn't y'all just catch an Uber? I think it was way before that time.
Mm-hmm.
It was before that time. I don't even think it could have been out back then, but we just didn't know about it. It wasn't like real popular in our culture to, call an Uber. No. And cabs, I don't even think they didn't come out there where we stayed. Was no cab coming out there. And, it was stuff we tried to do before we just decided to walk ourselves to the store. So it's not like, oh, y'all stupid for walking to the store. No, we tried to make arrangements. But once you got to feed your child, once you got to get your kids food, you can't wait for nobody else. You have to get up and go. And there's no excuses to be made. My husband is in a wheelchair. He rolled himself up there, and we rolled back with at least 10, 15 bags.
Yeah.
We didn't make excuses. It's like, we can't make excuses. Our life is different. Like, we can just boo-hoo cry and just say, our life not fair, but why would you want your kids to be hungry or whatever? And ordering pizza and all that stuff, that's out. We got to get food in the house. Mm-hmm. We can't just order pizza all the time. We would never have no money. And this is only on one income. So we had to make sure we had groceries in the house in order to, eat daily. Buying food, fast food restaurants and stuff like that all the time, we would have been broke by the second week. And we would have been looking crazy for the rest of those weeks, until we can get some more money. Our finances wasn't there yet, and we knew it was gonna come. We knew something was gonna come. We were just being patient. And me, I tried. I worked, and even that income wasn't nothing. I have a career. I didn't have a career. I didn't, decide to actually decide what I really wanted to do until I was like, close to 30.
Yeah, so we just want to encourage somebody out there, man. Everything don't start off, perfect. There's going to be bumps, trials, tribulations in the road, and as long as you stay, humble, focus on the task at hand, and always prayed up and keep God first, man. All things are possible through Christ.
Yeah.
And man, we just really want to encourage somebody, man. That's what the whole page is about. To encourage you, to inspire you, to motivate you, to allow you to be great. Why not be great, And anything you do, you don't have to be, it could be anything you want to do to be great in, so.
Because even after that, we never gave up. We didn't give up. because even after that year, we didn't have a car. Like so much stuff was still happening positive. That next year we was able to buy 2 cars. Um, we was able to go try to, find something, accessible for him to, for Antonio to be, to move around in, for him to live comfortably. We found something for a good 4 years, and that house, everything that house was, good. It was, it was good at that time.
Perfect for that season.
Yeah, it was perfect for that season, but, all things, all things have their time. So you just keep going because, okay, you don't have your car right now. You don't have a car right now. Why do that mean you gotta just, give up? Stop working, not doing anything, don't go to school. That doesn't mean that, no. Keep going. Keep, that relationship you think nobody's in your corner, but you can feel that it's right. You're not in abusive relationship, y'all not fighting and all that stuff. Like, I'm not gonna say me and Antonio, when we first started off, yeah, we was like, we didn't know. We didn't understand. We were still, everybody wanted to, still do what they wanted to do. We didn't know, we wanted to be our personalities, wanted to be the same personalities. We know about sacrificing for each other. We argued and stuff. But it wasn't until until Antonio got shot, for one, and until we started, experience death around us. Because even in that year, we lost 3 people. Antonio lost his friend. I lost, my aunt. Antonio lost his grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
This same, and then I lost both my granddads. So it was like, we started having all these losses. Like, you know what? Like, it's going to have to be something better. Us bickering, us fighting and all that stuff, we got to do something better. So we started, fasting and praying. We said, God, we don't want to fight. So we, 2013 came and we, it was a change. God humbled us to the core. We didn't have a car. We didn't have a job. We didn't have, one income coming in. Mm-hmm. Lights getting cut off.
Mm-hmm. Water tank going out.
Yeah. It was like, at this time, it's like, okay, God, what are we doing wrong? What are we doing? Like, what should we be doing right? But it wasn't that. It was to get humble. We had to be humble. We had to, we're supposed to enjoy what we have. We're supposed to show the kids, we was always helping people. We was always telling them, like, we got you, we can help you do this, we can pay for that, or once we had that money, if we had that money, we gonna help you. But don't give up, though. It's like, okay, once all that money gone, you trying to help everybody when God said that's not their season. You gotta, it's like,
sometimes in
what
life,
are we doing?
People gotta go through stuff to get through, to get to stuff, so.
Can't enable them. Enable them of going through their own
trials
and tribulations. Yep. We can't enable them. Okay, they don't have a car right now. We can't go out and buy them one because they will never get the understanding of what God is trying to do for them, or what their testimony or their test is for them to have a testimony. Once we got married, it was us. It was us, not against nobody, but it was us trying to, I guess against ourselves. We had to make sure we understand what we had to go through to, so we can get to where God wants us to be, like where we at now. And we still not where we supposed to be. Like, we still got so many levels that we have to go elevate to. But right now, you got to understand, once you get in that tough situation, just keep going. And if you're not into going to church, at least trying to have faith. Have faith. Everybody has faith. If you're not into, being real spiritual, just have that faith that things will change for you, because like, it will change.
Yeah.
It changed for us. Like, we didn't know. Antonio in a wheelchair, you would think that he has so many resources out here, which there are, but not all. You got to be you have to have a certain kind of injury. He got shot. Who wants to deal with people who got shot? Oh, he was being violent. He wasn't. If it was a car accident, oh, everything would have probably got paid for because that's the insurance company that got some, got them. But being shot is like, who's going to have his back? Where's those organizations where you need it? And it's not easy to find those type of things. So definitely just keep going, keep looking, keep looking and finding what you need to find. It definitely will come. It's gonna come to pass. It's gonna your journey or whatever is not in vain.
Never give up. Never stop fighting.
Yeah. But that's how definitely that's how we got started. So like I said, it was just me and my girls, and then we met him, and the girls were, they first met him. Destiny actually threw a chip at him. We was at Fridays in Auburn Hills.
Yeah.
Adriana just looked at him, and we were skeptical. They know it was just me and them, and I was working. They go daycare or whatever, but when God puts somebody in your life who's supposed to be there, it feels like you know that person all your life. And things change, and I said I was gonna say about the blended family. Like, I had my girls before I met Antonio, so it was me and the girls first. Then Antonio came in the picture, and Anthony, who is actually my little cousin, he came in the picture. Came in our life in 2013. We had absolutely no money, no extra, nothing but to take care of ourselves. And
we didn't even have a car then.
We didn't have a car, and he came over one time, and I seen something, and I was like, he got to stay here with me. I just need to make sure he's okay, and at that time, his mom wanted him back, so he went back to where he was from, which is, he's from a different state, and he went back, and I don't know, I think like 3 months, maybe 3 months, 3 or 4 months later, he was back with us again. And he has been back and forth with us since 2013, when we had absolutely nothing, to where we can provide him with a room. When you show that love and that appreciation, that humbleness, to be able to take on someone when you don't even have freaking, I don't know, $10 in the bank, God will bless you. Like, he made a way out of no way for us to take care of this boy, and it was just meant for him to be in our lives. And he, every time he would go back to where he was from, it always made it, I don't know what you call it, like the atmosphere just changed for him to be back in our lives again, or whatever. Like, it just turned, like the sun revolves or whatever, go from the south to the whatever. It was like, that's how he was. He went home and he came right back. And it was like, that was his will. His will was supposed to be to be with our family. And we always wanted kids. We always want kids to be cared for and loved and something like that, because we were our house is where the kids love to come to. So when I seen him, and it's like, he needed us. He needed us.
Definitely.
And right now he needs us more than ever, and he, you know, started. Shoot, we started from the bottom with him, and that's basically how, you know, where we was asking people to give us clothes and asking people was giving us car seats for him to the point where I can go buy his stuff now. It started like that, and he's a part of our family. And I thank God for giving us this opportunity to raise him up and show him something that he may not have, seen before. Maybe, I don't know if he had his own room, because I really don't know how he lived, but I just don't know it was not good for him, man. It's really hard for him to get through it right now.
Yeah, some of the stories he tells about different things and stuff like that. That's really tough to hear.
Yeah. And like a lot of teachers, and they always crying and stuff. Oh my gosh, I can't. Thank you for taking care of him. And I'm looking like, you don't have to thank me. That's where I want to do that, because he is my family, and I want to make sure he's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I have to make sure he's okay, because he knew us since he was one. Who he looks up to is Antonio. Who he looks up to is me. Who he looks up to is Adriana and Destiny. He wants to be loved like he's supposed to be loved. He's only 6. He's been through more than any adult that we know that been through since he was 4. It's like, how you can go through something like that? How can you put a child through something like that? But we definitely got blessed to make sure he doesn't have to feel that hurt anymore. And I am grateful for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm grateful because our family, it's complete. You would not. I remember in school I was telling somebody, I'm like, yeah, my girls, they got 2 different daddies. Somebody was like, you shouldn't say that. And I'm thinking, like, that's my testimony. That's my testimony. I've been through some crap. Like, I was young and I got lied to. Bam, I had a baby. And then, I thought I was this is where I was supposed to be, and I get pregnant. Here I go with another baby. And then he dies. It's like, even if they weren't meant to be here, they were meant to be here. That's how I look at it. It's like, even if I don't think they were supposed to be here, they were meant to be here. Adriana and Destiny, they got through, they were supposed to be, I was supposed to be their mom. And I'm grateful for that, because when I got pregnant at 20, it was like, at 19, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I supposed to do? I'm too young. I haven't even figured out what I want to be in life, what my career is, where I want to go, anything. And I just got down and I started praying. I wanted my family to look like a family. And y'all see us, we look like a family, even with Aunt being my cousin. He looks like he belongs with us. And we just, like I said, another inspiration. We just want to be an inspiration and encouragement, because we had to be an inspiration and encouragement to ourselves. We had God on our side. That was our faith. Our faith built us up. That was our inspiration. And I mean, we have more and more things to even talk about. From seeing the video of Antonio getting shot, and then afterwards getting beat with tables and stuff like that. It's like they were trying to kill him. That's his testimony. He's here today. He could have been dead and gone. I could have been gone. It's just so many different things that we can talk about. But this right here is just a inspiration to talk about how and what we've been through, and how we got together, and how we building ourselves up, and how
We're going on this journey together.
Yeah, this is a journey. It's a journey. Follow the journey.
Yeah.
Antonio just, he is definitely my other half. He calmed me down for my attitude and my entitlement and all that stuff. He was just always humble. He was humble. He was always a good guy, and he was always that logical thinker, and that helped me to become who I am today. You know, like I tell him I'm proud of him, and he telling me no, I'm proud of you, and it's like, oh my gosh, just to hear those words, you don't hear too often from people because you got your mom and your dad or whatever like that. Of course, they supposed to tell you that, but where just to hear from your spouse, like we not arguing, we not fighting, we talking about, oh my gosh, you are doing good, you got through this, and look how you still surviving, just to hear our conversations about it, and it really helps build us up just to be a blessing and encouragement to others, and I'm happy we can do that. And we hope to inspire y'all. We hope to, encourage y'all, motivate y'all, just to show just a little bit of how we get through stuff and how we go through stuff. And hopefully, if you have any questions, need any encouragement or something like that, just let us know.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow our the journey. We are the Martins. I guess that's it for
Antonio
today.
Instagram.
Yeah, you can follow my Instagram at Antonio Mega Martin. And follow my journey as I continue my path on becoming a Paralympian. We got Tokyo in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Got a couple of dates next year. I'm going to take you guys along for the trips and let you guys see how it is for us to, get around, travel to different places. I think we got 4 or 5 different places we're going to be going. 2 of them are out of the country. So
We just came back from Bogota.
yeah, we just came back from
Colombia.
Colombia. Had my first international competition. It was pretty good to get the international experience. Back to the drawing board though, back to the lab to get stronger. And really just shock the world, man. Stay tuned. Promise you, I'm gonna shock the world. All right, y'all. Take care.